doodling. Something every artist has done at least one time in their life, whether they were a good student or a bad student. Everybody has doodled in class at least one time, and I am no exception to this, okay? So I used to doodle throughout like elementary school to middle school. Best believe there was a doodle somewhere on that page. I don't care what kind of assignment it was a doodle somewhere on that page. 9 times out of 10 it was an eye. That's just who I am. I like drawing eyes. I drew me some freaking eyes on every piece. It would either be an eye, it would be like a squiggly pattern or something. It might be a comic, it might be a character, but best believe it was something on that page, right? So at some point, I lost that ability to doodle. I stopped doing it. And I think it has something to do with the fact that around like my high school days, not only were things getting a lot harder to manage like in class, but also that's the time where I started focusing more on what people consider art. So things that like people like, and so doodles and cartoons and all the other characters I created and all kinds of stuff like that weren't really considered the same kind of art and stuff like that. So I kind of stopped doing it. And that was that. I was so focused on making perfect works of art. I was such a perfectionist. I'm still a perfectionist, but at that time I was such a perfectionist. There was nothing I wouldn't scrutinize, nothing I was truly happy with. Like everything had an issue that I had to point out or that I was mad at, and I was so stressed. I was so incredibly stressed. And art was still fun, but I think I did take some of the fun out of it. And I think part of the fun of art is allowing yourself to just create without consequence, like just making things despite what the world wants you to make, despite like what other people around you are making. Just make what you want or what brings you joy to make. And so at some point during my college career, I actually started doodling again. And the reason kind of sucks. The reason is those classes were super boring and I needed a way to stay awake in class. It wasn't, I promise you, it wasn't the material, but just like the way some people talk, just it's like watching like ASMR in real life. That jump was, anyways. So I started doodling again to stay awake in class, and at first it was kind of like a you know, weird, odd experience for me to start doing it again, but then I just slid right back into the groove. But the thing that's different here is what I used to doodle with. So usually I doodle with a pencil, some graphite. No, now I doodle with these. These are ballpoint pens. There are no mistakes with this because if you mess up, it's up. But that's part of the process, right? Part of the process of using it is like these have done wonders for me and my confidence in my art because I cannot erase anything. Because I can't draw the same eye 16 times. I have to do it one time. And if it's not good, whatever, keep going. Like, so some people would just say like doodling is pointless, but really I managed to turn it into something that I use for my art. So just for context, these are the doodles I did during class, and they were all throughout my notebook, but I all put them on like the front page. By the way, these are like class notes, so just letting you know, this is definitely my school notebook. But you can see, I'll give you like a little run through show and tell of all the pieces, but I actually started using these sticky note drawings that I do in this is an actual art piece now. I displayed this in the exhibition that I had like for my senior class. So like it went from something that was not respected, something that was just something like to do, into something that's an actual art piece. Like people love this piece. Like I've had so many people like talk about it and talk about how cool it is, and I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, it's some sticky notes. It's a ballpoint pen, but do what you want to do. Basically, like the world is just your oyster, to be honest. So now I want to teach you how to do this, right? So I'm not going to do an actual drawing, right? Because I want this video to be somewhat concise, right? But all you need is a 3x3 sticky note and a ballpoint pen. It doesn't have to be a multi-pen like this. It could just be a regular pen. And you just draw whatever you draw normally. For me, I draw people and portraits, and so I just continued that. And through each of my portraits, I tried challenging myself in different ways, whether that be finding a different way to add values into face and shadows and stuff, or whether I challenge myself to draw a different kind of person. So none of these people that I've drawn have looked the same at all, right? They all look different. Or whether that be like drawing a tree or something and trying to add values into the tree, like make the leaves look defined without adding too much on the page. Like, you know, you can challenge yourself in a bunch of different ways. It doesn't matter what kind of art you do. This is a great thing. And the reason that you want to use a ballpoint pen specifically is because it does not allow you to shy away from your mistakes. It lets you look at them, and you have to face them. If you mess up on something, you've messed up, and that's what it is. With a pencil, like, you can draw the same eye 15 times, you can do stuff over and over and over again, and that just kills your confidence. But here's the thing, the more of these you do, the less you'll care about what you're doing, because this is a 3x3 sticky note. If you mess up, that's all you have to do, right? I recommend, if you're going to do these drawings, draw what you intended, and if you mess up, continue to draw until you're finished and then move on, because that way, because you can still run from your mistakes if you just use another sticky note and stuff like that. But there's a beauty to this in the fact that it's disposable and something that is cheap, and that means you can use a lot of these. This means you can draw a lot of these. So if you're really struggling with like perfectionism or having confidence in your art, I really would recommend doing this, because it did wonders for me. And though I'm still a perfectionist, I'm not cured or nothing like that. It's actually given me more confidence in myself and my art, and when I draw things, I don't stress as much about it. So it's a really good thing for me, and I just think it would be good for, I think everybody should do it, honestly, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, give this a shot, you know what I'm saying? Challenge yourself to add value, to change the colors, to use different colors to portray different things. Like, it's really fun to do, you know, once you get over the initial like shock of, oh my gosh, I can't erase, like, you know. So, and best believe I was like that too. This is my first one I started with. What inspired me to do this is, like, I went on like an art field trip in high school to like a neighboring like community college or something like that, and they had different activities for us to do, and one of them was them giving us these little circular pieces of wood, which they had a whole bunch of, and then like a ballpoint pen, like a bunch of ballpoint pens, and they were like, okay, have at it. And I was stressing I was stressed, okay? And I was like, what do you mean? All you gave me was a pen. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know, and eventually I just started going with the flow, and I got this, and I cannot for the life of me remember who this is. This is a real person. Lakely 47 or something, maybe? I don't know, but at first I did like a little drawing of Lucky Day. You know, his painted album, if you've seen it, has like these has this like fabric, like this satin like sheer fabric that's like over his face or something like that makes him hard to see, and I drew that the best I could, and then I was like, that's not too bad. And so later on, like, I did a couple more drawings like that, stopped doing it. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm focused more on like my art now. And then something just in college, when I was having trouble staying awake in class, I just went back at it. Like, so here's the rundown, here's the show and tell part. So all the information is through it that you need, but here are my actual works. So this one right here, that's actually a calligraphy pen that I use, but I just went for it, and that's what I got, and I liked it. And this is another one. Sorry if you have trouble because that kind of looks like bug or something. I don't know what that is, but I drew it, and I was like, okay, whatever, I like it, I guess. Then some more experimentation and all that cool stuff. Some more little patterns and stuff, because I was like, oh, what if I can do patterns? I love patterns, and I want to incorporate them into every piece of art I have, but you know. So here is the first girl I drew. She is the first, and you see like how very simple she is, but I made her look, I've never drawn somebody that looks like this at all. And so my challenge for myself was to create somebody different from my mind, with no references, or as little references as possible. Here's the second person. This is a dude. I don't know what's going on with his face, but so we're just gonna move on. Here's the other one, and this is where I started kind of being like, oh, you know, like she looks pretty decent, you know. Here's another one. Don't know, like, you know, another guy. I really suck at drawing guys because I just draw women all the time. This is FKA Twigs, apparently. Just random cameo for her. I don't know why. So here's another one, and this is where I was starting to get more confident in myself. This is where I started adding different colors in the background and stuff like that, and also like she's got a little bit of the darker blue in some of her like earrings and lips and stuff. I was just trying different patterns in the background and stuff too. This guy right here has the same situation. He's got a bit of pink in his hair. You see the shadows are a bit more extreme. I started doing like vertical shading with the pens just to add some definition in the face. she has the vertical shading here. Here's why I messed up, so it looks like she's, but I just kept going anyway, and I still like that one. Here's another one. This is where I started using highlighter in the background too. Here's another one, another guy that looks kind of odd. And here is another guy. Here's where I started getting a little bit more extreme with the shading. It's not where I wanted it to be, but it was a step in the right direction, you know? And I started using highlighter in the hair like as an actual value and not just like a little accent. This one right here is what I'm really proud of. This one actually has highlighter, the ballpoint pen, and a bit of like white gel pen, like this gel pen specifically in it. It's a Uniball gel pen, and that is what I added. Like, she's got way more definition to her face. I started learning the planes of the face a bit better to know where shading goes and stuff like that, and it changes per different face shape. But you know, I started experimenting, right? And so this highlighter right here, and it's so subtle. It was such a great like match. It's so subtle that you really can't even tell. So I was very proud of that one. This one too has a little highlighter in her hair. She has a bit of highlighter going on and stuff too. Another one. You see how they all look different. So I was challenging myself, and I was starting to have a lot of fun doing this. I really hate this, like her lips. Like, why are they like? But this one's dope too. She looks super cool. When I tell you, I don't even remember making this one. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is about her face. I love her face. Also, I meant to mention, I started doing like little squiggly lines instead, like little circles and stuff to shade with instead, and I like that a lot better. It is like, I love doing it like that. So I went from like vertical lines to little circle shading, and that was way fun. This is the actual guy that exists, so I was just drawing him. This is some other kind of character I was drawing. That one was gonna be another one. So that's the ones I did in class. You've seen these, which I actually used for an exhibition, right? So those were next in line. I was doodling with those in class, and people like them. And what I actually experimented with here was using analogous colors, or colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. So this one, well, this was not accurate. This one has purple and pink in it. This one has dark blue and purple in it. This one has dark blue and light blue. This one has purple and red. And you can see how those colors come together to kind of make more definition. This one has blue in it and those darker spots. Like, you just see like analogous colors, they add a lot more definition and a lot more like shading in different areas and stuff like that. So it has more depth. But here is the like mother of all of my like little drawings I did. So if I can find it, these are my best work so far. Do you see how far we've come? Look at this. And I did this after those, by the way, that I just showed you. This one has pink, red, and green in there because I started using complementary colors to shade with, because I was like, okay, red and green, they make brown. So if I add them together, I could possibly add more shading. Like, you see how to, like, this has just allowed me to get so creative with my art. So that's her, right? There's her. She has a bit of red in her hair to kind of add more shadow. I'm not a super fan of her, but you know, I'm still proud of it. She's one of my favorites. Like, I feel like she could exist for real, and that's what makes me so happy about it. And these are some of the early ones I tried with all that shading. I don't like these nearly as much. However, you see the progression that I've had, and these drawings, despite how advanced they may look, or if they don't look advanced, okay, whatever, but however advanced they may look, they actually took probably like 10 minutes at the most. So like, this is what I'm talking about like low stakes art that just allows you to be more confident in yourself. So yeah, I mean, that's it. That's everything. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and hopefully you try this too, because I mean, I can't guarantee it'll help you, but there's a strong chance it'll help you with confidence in yourself. And who knows, maybe you can start doing some mixed media stuff with the ballpoint pens or something. You know, that's kind of what I want to explore with. But yeah, so hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll leave you alone because this was a long video. Okay, see you later. Bye.